Good afternoon, guys. How's everyone doing on this windy old sunny Tuesday afternoon? I hope everyone's doing well. I hope you're doing well in life. I hope you've been the best version of yourself you could possibly be even. And yeah, I'm wishing you all the best. Good health, good wealth, and a good life. So welcome to my channel, guys. Joey Barnett TV. Just outside the health centre waiting for my missus to come back, and I thought I'd drop another video while she's in the health centre with baby Luca. And yeah, I'm going to continue on about Belmarsh because I want to give you a little insight into what it's like in Belmarsh. Belmarsh is a totally different jail to any other jail. The screws in there, as I said on my last video, are bullies and were bullies in there, and they was out to intimidate people. But as I said, you know, there was a pecking order and they knew exactly who to bully. But yeah, they did actually go out for trouble, the screws. And you know, as I said, during the afternoon they'd go down to the officers' mess and all have a chat about each other, who they're going to have a dig at that day. Then they'd go down to the gym, and most of the time, you know, you could smell alcohol on their breath, whiskey or vodka, and they come in on duty half cut, taking it out on the inmates. And that is the truth, and that's the way it was, and that's probably still the way it is. But the actual regime on there, on the inmates side of things, it was a pretty good nick. So you've got two different types of jails. You've got sorry, that's one of my warning lights going off. You've got best to turn ignition off. You've got a jail called a screws jail, and basically they run the jail. It's their show, and what they say goes. And then you've got a convict jail, or an inmates jail, and basically it's the inmates that run the jail. Although the screws have got the keys, the inmates are the one who basically keep everyone in order in other inmates. So basically, if you had a bully in there bullying another inmate, you know, that bully would get bullied for bullying that inmate. That is one jail where there is quite a few chaps, and I suppose there still is a few chaps there today, because they've still got the category A status in there. So on house block 4 only, and the SSU, you've got A cats and double A cats, and yeah, it's always had that reputation as being a hard jail. Plenty of drugs in there, plenty of hooch in there, plenty of, you know, there's everything's going on in that jail. Although it's only a remand jail, some inmates are actually kept in there for quite a long time. I was in there for about 16 or 17 months. That's probably because of, you know, not many other jails wanted me at that time, because I was a bit of a live wire. I was a liability in the prison system. Someone what didn't give a flying fuck, and you know, would take his screw out just for him looking at me wrong, because that's the mindset what I had back then. You know, I was doing 13 years, and if someone wanted to take a piss out of me, whether it be an inmate or a screw, you know, I would not tolerate that in any way, shape or form. And even if I did tolerate it, you know, I'd go back to my cell, stew on it, and go back and finish that problem off. I was that type of guy. So yeah, the screws dropped me out. But you had little cliques in there. Obviously all the boys from South East London, you know, Deptford, Peckham, Thamesmead, Plumstead, all round that way. And then you had little cliques from East London, from South London, West London. So yeah, that was the pecking order. We all did have a chat with each other, but we all stuck with our own little cliques in there. There is a few very, very serious, and if I say someone's serious, you know, I was a serious person, but there was a lot more serious people in there than me, a lot more dangerous people than me. Although I was dangerous and I was arrested for 7 armed robberies with firearms, you know, a shotgun, letting shots off in the roofs of post offices and banks, you know, there was more dangerous people in there than me. Not as in crime, but as in being completely off their rocker. And yeah, if someone, I'll give you an example. If someone was copping something on a visit, which I'm not going to mention on here, you know what I'm talking about. If someone was copping something on a visit, and it got you know, it got about on the wing that person had, then you know, he would have to, and it doesn't matter how high up on the pecking order he was or how hard he was, he would have to give out to keep other people quiet, because if he didn't give out, then you know, a few of the boys would actually go in there, wrap him up and take his parcel off him, his elephant and castle. So yeah, you know, you had to share your parcel if you was getting on a visit. It was that type of a jail. I actually went in there with something on me from another jail, and it, you know, it did get about that I had something. So yeah, I had a few chaps come into me and say, look, Joe, you know, play the game. We only want a little thing, and you know, even me, I had to hand over, because there's always someone harder than you. There's always someone what will take you out, you know, and drugs in there. To inmates are everything. That's all they've got, you know, because when you take drugs in there, when you're never going to get out of prison, or you're doing a massive double figure sentence, that's a good day out for you. That's a good bit of fun. And you know, if you want to try and take that away from someone that's never going to get out of jail, you've got to pay the consequences. So it's easier just to give out a little bit to them to keep them quiet. But yeah, I hope everyone's having a good day. I did promise you that I'm going to be banging on about prison stories, and I will promise you from all of my heart, yeah, that's what I'm going to be concentrating all of the rest of this week, guys. So I hope everyone's having a good day. I'll be back at you again for a part 3 about Belmarsh. Chat soon, guys. Peace.